Hi there, my name is Emily, and this is a video response to Brittany and Baby. I wanted to share my story dealing with mental illness. She made a video on dealing with her depression. And first off, Brittany, I just wanted to respond and say to you that I guarantee that by putting that video out there, you have helped so many people. Because you have a big following, and a lot of people secretly deal with that. And they wanted to know, I bet a lot of them wanted to know that, hey, she knows what she knows what this is like. She understands. Because if you do not suffer with mental illness, if you do not suffer with anxiety, with depression, with schizophrenia, whatever it may be, you do not know what it's like. And I guarantee you, it's way worse than you think. Anyways, before I get into my story, I just wanted to let anybody know who's watching this that everybody is put on earth for a purpose. God makes us all with a purpose. You may not know what that purpose is yet, but you are worth it. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are worth it. You are, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. You are just so special. Everybody is just special. And you are loved. Most importantly, somebody loves you. Whether you think that nobody loves you, I guarantee that somebody would be so affected and so sad if something were to happen to you. So please just stay strong, because life has its ups and downs, and so does anxiety and depression. You may be going through a bad spell right now, but there will be better times. I really hope so, and I am praying for everybody. Anyways, I previously made a video just before this responding to Brittany, and it was 27 minutes long, so I'm going to try very hard to keep it very quick and simple and fast when I tell my story. I have a very big story. I have had mental illness my whole life. I was born with it. It runs on my dad and my mom's side. The anxiety runs on my dad's side. The depression runs on my mom's side. So I will start with my story right now. Okay. I have notes here to keep me on track because I have a short attention span, which is one of them, ADHD. Okay, so a summary of what I struggle with is anxiety. I have generalized anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed at 10 years old. I have ADHD. I was diagnosed at 6 years old. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and I was also diagnosed at 10 years old. And I used to have oppositional defiance disorder. Now, okay. I had a lot of behavioral problems when I was younger, which led to the diagnosis of ADHD. I would just get out of class like a little kid. I would misbehave, and I would get up during a lesson and I would walk out, just go to the bathroom and do whatever because I couldn't pay attention. It was bad, I know, but that's what I would do. I would constantly shout out, I was like one of those kids that you think of in your class, like that kid that has ADHD in your class, yelling out and stuff. That was me. Oops. Anyways, I was put on, I think, Ritalin for that when I was 8. It did help. It did help. It was a short-acting drug. My ADHD was really not the basis of what I was struggling with, though. The most the most that I struggle with and have struggled with was my anxiety disorder. I started having anxiety attacks when I was only 9 years old, and at the time they would, and the end result would be me throwing up. And I am not a barfy person. I do not throw up. And it was that bad. When I have an anxiety attack, the only way I could, it's not like I have like this conscious fear in my head when I'm having anxiety attacks. A lot of times I don't know why I'm having the anxiety attack. But it used to be so bad that I'd be on the couch shaking. Nobody could talk to me. Nobody could come near me. I would be as white as a ghost. I would be nauseous. I would be sweating. I would be shaking. And most of all, I would have an irregular irregular respirations. Did I say respirations? I meant respirations, if I did say that. By the way, this video is not going to be edited. It's raw because I don't really know how to edit very well. Anyways, back to the story. With the breathing, I would hold my breath because I was afraid if I exhaled, I would throw up. So that's what I would do. I would hold my breath a lot. And these anxiety attacks would go on for hours at a time, until my body was just so tired that I would pass out. And that's what would happen. And these anxiety attacks, at the worst, they would happen 4 to 5 times a week. I mean, in my life, I've been sent to the hospital a couple times. They were so bad, just to put me out of my misery. That's the only way I could describe it, is I would just be like, oh my gosh, sedate me, please. Because it would be going on 3-4 hours, and I would not be okay. The anxiety, the main thing that my anxiety revolves around for some reason is throwing up. I have a huge phobia of vomit and throwing up. Now, I'm a nurse, so I'm a new nurse, and I know that I'm going to be dealing with that an awful lot. Well, I'm not going to let it stop me. I don't care how bad I struggle with it. I have wanted to be a nurse for so long. I can't imagine myself being anything else, to be completely honest. I'm not going to let my anxiety ruin it. It's flu season now, so I'll be struggling with my anxiety, I guarantee it, but I'm going to fight through it because I love my job, and I couldn't imagine it any other way. Okay, my anxiety is controlled somewhat with medication. The first medication that I was on didn't do anything. It did for a while when I was younger, like 10, 11, 12. But once I hit like puberty, it stopped working. So I was put on another medication at 17, and it stopped my anxiety attacks for the most part. I don't have anxiety attacks almost at all anymore. I do have it in different ways, but no, like, laying on the couch trembling, vomiting, like I used to be. I've just really almost become very accustomed to it because I'm like, okay, this is my life. This is the card I've been dealt. And even though I seem very positive about it in this video, there are lots of times where I am like, I hate this. Why can't I be like other people? Sorry, there's a piece of skin. If you see that bothering you, I apologize. But there are lots of times where I think, why me? And there have been plenty of times where I cry and cry and cry because I don't know what to do with myself. It's a terrible feeling hopeless. Like this fear, this anxiety that I have is so deeply rooted inside of me. I don't know if I'm ever going to be okay with the emetophobia. I don't know. But it's just a bump in the road, I guess. Now, that's my anxiety disorder. I've been struggling a lot lately. The past couple of years because of school. Nursing school is very stressful. Last year I started struggling the most with it. I started having heart palpitations, which are very scary, especially with somebody who is a hypochondriac, and like heart palpitations made me think I was dying. No word of a joke. So I had really bad heart palpitations one night, and I was terrified. Thankfully, that kind of petered out, and then for my final exams, I started having chest pain. Right around the time of my final evaluations, I started having really bad chest pain right where my heart was, and of course I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? So I went to the doctor for that, and they gave me, I've had a couple ECGs, where they hook all the wires up to you, and they measure the electrical activity in your heart. So I've had a handful of those done because of my anxiety. And after a week or so, my chest pain went away, and there was no cause, so it was probably just my anxiety. And it was really stressful because I had never, up until I hit 20, I had never had any heart palpitations or skipped beats like I have. I've just had tachycardia, a rapid heart rate. My heart rate, it can be very rapid at times because of my anxiety disorder. So yeah, that's how it's been. I take medication for sleep because I can't sleep very well at all. I've never been a sound sleeper. I do not sleep straight through the night. A lot of people I know, they will go pass out and will not wake up for 8 to 12 hours. No, I'm up at least 2 to 3 times a night. But I also have trouble falling asleep because my heart will race and I will feel tense. So I take medication to help. And it has helped. And it's hard now because it's another medication and it's like I can't sleep without it now. Oh boy. And in terms of depression, I do have depression and it's hard. I was bullied when I was 13, which was the start of it. It was hard enough that I was severely bullied to the point where I attempted suicide twice. Not a proud moment. It was when I hit rock bottom. Being depressed to me is terrible. It is, Brittany, it is like what you said. It's like there's this cloud over you. Depression to me feels like you're just so tired. No matter how much sleep you get, no matter what you do, you're just so tired. And it's like, okay, is there something physically wrong with me? I don't know, because it's not normal to be this tired, but it's the depression. Another thing that I struggle with is lack of motivation to do almost anything when it doesn't have to do with my career or something. I mean, I spend most days at home, but that's not my choice. I mean, right now I'm in a very transitional phase. Just out of college, I went away to college, so I'm back home. I don't have friends. Well, I do. I have like 2 or 3, but they're always busy. So and that is making the depression worse. I feel like I have nobody. I feel like I'm alone. It's hard. There are a lot of days where I feel like I can't get out of bed. And recently, this is the first time I've experienced this with depression, is it's gotten to the point where it's like, I'll be laying in bed and I'll be hungry, but I'll be so unmotivated to get up that I won't even get up to eat because I just won't get up. It's like I don't want to move, and I don't know why. I mean, and you feel physically down too, like emotionally as well. You feel worthless, you feel lonely, you feel like you don't have a life. I feel like I don't have a life right now outside of work. I mean, I really don't. I'm normal 21-year-olds who don't have children or much responsibility, I mean, still living at home, they should be out. I should be out on the weekends. I should be going out with friends. I should be going to clubs. I should be just having fun, and I'm not. I wish I was. I'm a very social person. And it's hard. But right now, I mean, I don't have many people I can do that with, and I'm trying to find people I can. I've started going to church, hopefully to meet new people, and because I am a Christian. But I've even lost a little bit of weight, which, I mean, I'm trying to do, but, I mean, it's not the way you want to lose it, through depression. Depression almost just feels like you're stuck in bed a lot, because you are, and it's hard because nobody understands. For me, with the anxiety, I mean, I've been told to suck it up, to just relax, to get over it, by so many people. I've been made fun of for having anxiety. But I've always been a very open person, and I don't care how many times I get made fun of for it. I'm gonna share my struggles because I know it can help somebody else. I know it can make somebody feel like they aren't alone. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. And I've lost my train of thought. Another thing that happens. Anyways, depression and anxiety have been my main struggle in life. I'm physically healthy otherwise. It's just a chemical imbalance, a genetic chemical imbalance in my brain that I can't help, and it'll always be this way. A lot of times with depression, you just feel so alone. Even with anxiety, you just feel so alone. That's like the worst part, is just feeling alone. But sometimes when you feel alone, you also become independent. Not like anybody else, not like anybody who feels alone isn't independent, but I mean, most of my life I've had to be, because I haven't ever had very many friends at a time. This video is getting really long, and I've really said what I need to say, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I just want to say that if anybody is struggling, if anybody feels like they've hit rock bottom, I'm here to talk to as well. And I really just wanted to share my story with you, Brittany, because I've been watching your videos for years. I think 3 years. Even more, maybe. And you've always been so nice, and you seem like such a sweet girl, and it really made me sad to hear that you're going through that, you know, because I know how it is. So I'm sending you my prayers, my thoughts, and hoping that tomorrow is a better day. Alright, thank you for even taking the time to watch this. If you have, I hope all is well. God bless.